Hi guys, it's October 29, 2020, and you're watching me, Nikki, also known as Faces Trader, for the awesome 10x Global Market Update. Let's begin. So yesterday, when you take a look at the market, it was just a sell-off. Let's take a look at the maps. You've got this free on finviz.com. You can see that it was really just a red day. And the culprit for this red day has to do with the reclosing. So instead of reopening, you've got Germany closing down because of more COVID cases. And the US was saying that they're also getting 60,000 or 70,000 cases of COVID a day. Everyone sold everyone. And the truth is, it was a red day. I personally, in our portfolio, fell about 6% for that day. We had winners that which went from about 20% gain to about 2% gain, or 13% gain to about 2% gain. There was a lot of sell-offs, but I would like to reiterate to people that you don't sell your winners just because the market is falling down. Winners win. In fact, we were proven that our winners continue to win. For instance, I'll tell you what. Sony Corporation, SNE, is now 8,800 yen. We were investing in here since 5.7. And yes, look, 8.8 fell down to 7.6. It's now back to 8.8. You've seen, of course, companies like Microsoft went from 200, went to 220, 10% up, back to about 200, even after a 20% growth in cloud computing. I don't disagree that you should buy back at about 202. And if you never sold everything at 216, I do think that, of course, you've got this range. We know that the market is in a range and that NASDAQ, if it's just an index move, will just go 11,000, 12,000. So we knew to buy 11,000, we knew to sell 12,000. So we actually managed to sell some, meaning when Google was up 1620 to 1640, we sold some. Fell down last night to 1516, Alphabet going down, could go down to 1455. But I repeat, it's not a sell in the sense that we would trade the range. Similarly, of course, your UVXY volatility spiked. I know that it would spike given that it was what, 16? At 16, it could go to 10, but can also go 22, 23. And though yesterday it went to 23, could even go 24, I think that the exaggeration move on the downside will be picked up by the market. And in yesterday's sell-off, what proved to me was that the market would still consider all your solar power-related companies would be very strong. If I'll show you the solar power companies in the world, for instance, Singy Solar, after selling off, up. This is in Hong Kong. I'll tell you what's going to happen in the US later on. The solar will also pick up. Yesterday, of course, First Solar already went up because of great numbers. And I said that in a sell-off, people who are losers do not know how to average up on their winners. But we aren't losers. We know how to average up. So actually last night on the market sell-off, I bought my winner. I bought more winner. I've got it at about 63. I added more at 90. 91, I got in. Even if it goes at 80 bucks, I will not be scared. I would buy more at 80 because winners win. First Solar will be a winner and the earnings prove that. And as you could see, my view is that First Solar will go higher. Any drop from 91 to $80 will be bought. At the same way, CSIQ, we have this since 22, 24. 22, 24, as high as 29, add more. 38, added more. Now, some of us sold at 43, 40 bucks because we felt that, okay, the market is selling off. Maybe we should sell some CSIQ. Nonetheless, if you're thinking about CSIQ long-term, I do think that in the last maybe in the next 10 weeks or 10 months, you should be seeing CSIQ breaking out of this 45 level, 43. And the reason is simple. As solar panel manufacturers will have to be bought, quadruple, of all the electric vehicles out there that's going to be sold, all the homes will also be residential solar, CSIQ will benefit, whether it be residential or corporates. So Canadian Solar will benefit on that. And I believe that it will be a 10-year secular trend breakout. And we are on the cusp of that uptrend. We said that 24 was on the cusp of an uptrend. And that 24 will go 48. And that will not be just it's not even the end. It's just the beginning. So I still repeat, yeah, I will hold on to my winners. And I will not tell you to sell. Even if we have to take that 44 to 38 drop, no selling. Hold. And as you know, investing has its ups and downs. I'll tell you what. In the good thing is that not all stocks actually fell. Now you might say that, well, that finviz.com chart looks to be everything fell. No, not true. We've got your Palantir, although it's red, it's what? Down 0.9%. What's that? It's nothing. Meaning, in a market sell-off, the true winners will tell you that, no, I don't want to sell down, keep me, and I will keep them. Just like a mom keeps the good children, I will not sell my winners, I will just keep it. Palantir, strong winner. Unity, strong winner. After a 50% rise, we even added at 99, 95, 100. Yep, still keeping, not selling a single thing. For solar, still keeping. A lot of solars we kept. Yes, we had some solars that fell down. SB was one of them. Buy, 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 buy. Some of us sold at 16 and 15.50. I sold at about 15.50. Fell down last night to 13. Some of us bought back at 13. Those that sold at 15.50. Yeah, so we had a temporary take profit partially. Actually, we sold a little partial here. Some of us were even super strong that they sold at 16.70, knowing that was a 1618. That's a Fibonacci, okay? Nonetheless, I think that any price from about 14 all the way to $12 will be an attractive buying opportunity for SVE charge point. So I'm not saying that we know the bottom. I just know that from about 14 all the way to 12, it is a buying opportunity. So whether your cost is 13, I think that you buy it back. If you don't have it, then you might consider SBE. Amazon is a company that will report this October 29. We know that 3.4 was a sell, but if Amazon goes down to $3,000, it will be a buy. 3,000 or 2.9, there will be a buyer there. It's always going to trade a range. For Amazon, for Apple, it's just going to trade in a range. And we knew that. $120 is going to be sold down. 110 below, near 105, you'll get a buyer on Apple. You'll have the market trade in a range. There's so much fuss about market sell-off, but the reality is, if you really think closely, the market has barely sold off. For instance, our very favorite C Limited, we said that, okay, we bought so much C Limited. We know that when the market corrects, some people would sell at 170, 165. And we told some people that if you're so scared and you're so antsy about taking profit, sure, sell some. Some of us sold some, maybe they sold 1/3. Some of us sold half, but we kept our faith, winners win. C Limited, I wouldn't buy here at 163. It could go down to about 145. I would buy at 145 if it really has to sell down. Nonetheless, I would also assume that it might not even sell down. This is a straight ruler up. I think it's going to go 194. It's going to go 212. If you ask me in the next 5 years, I think C Limited dominated Southeast Asia, and I wouldn't sell the Amazon of Southeast Asia. I wouldn't sell the Tencent of Southeast Asia. With League of Legends Wild Rift doing so well, why would I sell C Limited? With Tencent doing so well, why would I sell Unity? Tencent does about $600 all-time highs because, of course, your Alibaba's and Financial did so well. So very strong moves. I wouldn't sell winners. I would always keep repeating as if like a parrot because I don't want people to sell your winners. So far, I'm also going to tell you a few things. So in cannabis, of course, people aren't too aware of cannabis names. So it's typical. Your cannabis names would be volatile. Grow Generation from about 17.5 I bought. It went to 21. Fell down the last 3 days to about 17 again or 16.50. Yeah, so that means that from 21, it fell down to 16.50. My gain is now a loss. Nonetheless, I still kept it. Grow Generation has been adding some hydroponic depots. It's going to report earnings on November 10. It could even go 15 or 80, 15, 16, or even 14, right? But in my view, this is a consolidation to buy. And in the next 5 years, if you've got cannabis as a strong cash crop, legalization of marijuana, or not just marijuana, let's say you are planting tomatoes and plants, just like what Novs does, you will eventually have to buy from Grow Generation, GRWG. Same thing for Novus Capital. I bought it about 10.30, 10.50, went to 11.50. So it's now 11.30, still holding on to App Harvest. Same for Look. These are companies that I have. Still keep it. Yeah, it went to 11.80, back to 10.80. It's part of investing. We have to hold on to our winners. You know, Ericsson went to about 12, fell down back to 11.38. I bought at about $11, 10.80, 10.90. From about 13% gain, I see it down to 4% gain. What can I do? Just keep the faith because long-term uptrend for Ericsson. I am of the belief that if I'm right, I keep. Pintuoto, to be honest, I was happy that it didn't go down to 90, from 90 to $80. I'm happy that some of my winners never failed. C Limited didn't fall. Shopify didn't fall much. Pintuoto didn't fall much. I know that Shopify, there will be sellers at 1.1. Some of us sold at 1.1. But if it goes 970 below, I will buy it. Shopify will go report their income this Thursday. I don't have a fundamental reason why I should sell it just because it's up 300% from the lows. I mean, I wouldn't sell a winner because of some, I don't really know, COVID cases when the reality is the business is intact. COVID is just prevailing, accelerating the move for e-commerce for all the brick and mortar stores. Any thoughts on Intel? No way. I wouldn't buy that company. I'm looking at NVIDIA at 400 to 420 levels. Can it be possible to revisit that area again? I really like the future of NVIDIA. I've invested in NVIDIA on $170, and I've invested more in NVIDIA at $250. Unfortunately, some of us sold NVIDIA early as 360. And so we had to buy back at about 400, 480. We knew that at 560, there will be some selling pressure because that is a double top, just like your NASDAQ. However, if NVIDIA falls from 470 to 400, that is a buying opportunity. In fact, the people who call tops and bottoms don't understand that it's not easy to sell when you know that you have a long-term winner. Tesla, for instance, if it goes down here about 390 to 360, is a great long-term buy. Yes, some of you might have bought at 50, 80, 180, 270, just long-term moves. So with NVIDIA, I do believe that this is a long-term uptrend. I think that it's going to go $1,000. I said that it's going to go $15. We argue that NVIDIA is a $1 trillion company. So at $400, fat chance. Like, I think you can wish all you want that you can buy NVIDIA at 400 to 420. I wish that you could buy it, but I don't think you can. 480, you've got a support. 500, you've got a support. I know there's a resistance at 550, but I don't see a fundamental reason for NVIDIA to fall 20 to 30% down. I myself like the future of NVIDIA, artificial intelligence, so much. I actually publicized it. We've made a free Friday class on NVIDIA. Fat chance, really. I mean, the market can say everything that it wants, but at the end of the day, NVIDIA buying buying ARM, I don't see NVIDIA going down. If it goes 400, then we're the same. We're going to just buy more NVIDIA if it goes down there. Is Beyond Meat, Google, Microsoft a buy? I have Beyond Meat at 125, 135. I knew that $190, $185 that people would have sold it. Currently, Beyond Meat is 156. Beyond Meat will report earnings in the next 5 days. So next week, we will see if Beyond Meat needs to go 130. If it goes to 130, I would assume that it should be bought. Google at 1,450, which should be bought. Microsoft at 202, even if it goes $200 below, should be bought. My answer to those three, I have them as my core. I'm just keeping them. So I wouldn't mind if the market sold off Beyond Meat, Google, and Microsoft. Which tech company would you highly recommend? If you're asking me on semiconductors, because you asked a while ago Intel, then I would say that why Intel when you can buy NVIDIA? Why Intel when you can have Qualcomm? There's so many other great companies, and Intel is not one of them. What's your view on Pinterest? Pinterest at $60, I wouldn't buy it. Honestly, I think Facebook is a better buy. Farfetch at 27 right now. Is Farfetch already at 27? Farfetch, we made a buy report here at about $9. Here, bought it at 9, and we said that even at 12, it's a buy. It's now 28. No, I wouldn't buy Farfetch at 28. Too risky to buy at 28. What do you think of Chewy? Chewy at $70. I'm not a pet lover, so e-commerce of pets. I know some people who bought Chewy at about $50, but at 72, I don't have it. I do not know much about Chewy. I don't think I'm their target market, so I wasn't studying Chewy at all. So I can't say much. On companies that I don't know, I know nothing. I just honestly tell you I know nothing. I tell you, though, that there's a lot of video games that I know of that is interesting, and IPOs that are interesting, and clean energy that are interesting to me. So in my Nikki's watch list, I'm going to show to you some of my watch list winners. Watch list winners. Twilio, I find it expensive. I won't buy it there. Tencent, I won't sell it even if it goes $700. Even if it goes $500, I couldn't care less. Nickel, yeah, I wouldn't. Just keep that. Nintendo, just keep that. Ocado, just keep that. Any drops near 2,200, I would buy. Netflix, I won't buy here, but I won't sell here. I would think that Netflix at 450 is a buy. 450 below. Mhm. For video games are actually interesting in my view. There are actually good opportunities to buy in video games. The CD Projekt fan base is, to me, overreacting. So CD Projekt is trading in Warsaw, Poland. In my view, this drop from about 450 to 330. There was a delay on CD Projekt from November release of Cyberpunk to December. I think this drop near about 297 or 300 is a buying opportunity. So at 335, I would be buying. As low as 300, I will be buying. CDR is not trading in US. It is trading in Poland. And the beautiful thing about interactive brokers is that you can buy Polish names. Skyworks or Marvel? I like Skyworks. Skyworks, though, is expensive now. I like Skyworks below 100. I was studying Skyworks below 100, 95. I think it's now $150. So I wouldn't buy it $150. 5G, sorry, it's 140. Yeah, so the thing about this is I was early in Skyworks, below 100, I was willing to buy. Yeah, I wouldn't buy it, sorry. Skyworks at 100 is the only one that I'll buy. Marvel, I know it's also in the 5G, but I didn't study MV. I didn't study Marvel technology. I just know that it's a beneficiary in 5G. How about AMD? AMD at 76, I think it's expensive. Between AMD at 76, I think that there's really a lot of sellers at $80 for AMD. I'd prefer just owning NVIDIA. I'm sorry, but I'm biased. I prefer NVIDIA. Nokia is okay with me. $4, I said I'm willing to buy. Both Ericsson and Nokia are great 5G plays for me. How about CrowdStrike? CrowdStrike, I'm such a bull there. Like, I know that 140, 150 was a resistance, but I don't think you could buy it at 110 either. If CrowdStrike goes down 110, it's just an opportunity to buy. Is Limelight a good entry now? I would argue that Limelight at about 360 is actually being punished too much. Limelight does not deserve that beating. I think that Limelight is actually a value play. That nonetheless, let the sellers sell. You can actually try to see if they will sell it further at 350. 350 is a great opportunity, but the thing about the market is that if they're not looking in the fundamentals of Limelight, they would say that it's just awful, that they will just sell it down to $3. So momentum of Limelight is on the downside, but fundamentals is good. So I'd say that buy the 350 all the way to $2 if you have to. But it's not a fundamental, sorry, it's a fundamental call on me for Limelight, but it's not a technical call. So the reality is right now, I know who are my winners, and I just reiterate more winners. So I've been adding more on my first solar. I've been buying more of Unity. I've been buying more of Palantir. In fact, because I am in love with solars, I've been buying more of Sunrun. I've been buying more of Sunrun. So the thing about Sunrun is that we were buying as early as 13, 19, and 27. So buying at 55 is 100% higher than 27 initial buy. But I don't think that Sunrun deserves to be beaten to 45. If they beat Sunrun to a pulp at 45, I have no reason to sell it. I'm just going to buy more. So given that the market is selling down some of the winners that I believe shouldn't be sold, for instance, like Fastly at 72 is a great entry opportunity. So yeah, so I think like Fastly at 75, 72, even if it goes down to $60, is actually an opportunity to buy. So yeah, I am not bullish, but I'm not bearish. Okay, so the reality is, I will tell you that the market can go 10% down, but I couldn't care less. The reason why is because if I have a winner, I really frankly don't care if people sell it down on earnings point. There are so many companies that are good. Vuzi at 390 is a good entry point. It can go 350 for all I care. I would love to buy it. We have some wearables that continue to be sold down. Like Copen is Copen is trading at 1.22. Couldn't care less if they sell it down to 118 or 110. I'm gonna buy this name. So there's really a lot of opportunities in the market. I'm more of a bull rather than a bear. So I have nothing to be bearish about, and I would keep my winners. Home sales in the US are strong. Can Lemonade benefit from it in the future? Lemonade was a company that we gave as a disruptor. Lemonade has been growing from about something like something like 10,000 consumers to 700,000 customers, and I think that they can grow to about 5 million customers someday. I think like Lemonade is honestly a 10x company, but yes, it's a disruptor. They've got a lot of competition. The thing about Lemonade is that it's possible that I'm too early. $50 we made a buy. It went to 70. Now it's back at 49. It's like 40% yo-yo move. Some of us sold at 63. I sold some Lemonade at 63. But that $50, I'm not buying it, but I don't think that it's a sell. I think like Lemonade has a lot of sellers at 70, but at 49, $50, I really think that, look, I don't see Lemonade going $25. Lemonade will benefit from people who needs to have an insurance, and Lemonade is the cheapest insurance that there are. Thoughts on applied materials, and that insurance is homes. So home sales growing would actually be a positive thing for Lemonade, but really it doesn't have to be a home sale. If they were renting, Lemonade will still be there for them. So rentals, they would be renting. Let's say you're renting. So at the very least, if that house went on fire, you'd be bankrupt if that rent, diba? So I mean, I think that insurance as an industry is huge, and Lemonade will benefit from that huge financial tech. It's fintech for me. So it's one of that fintech plays that I would have a belief in. Thoughts on applied materials, I didn't study it. I know that AMAT works on 5G. That's all I know. Have no idea about their business, so I can't say much. So there, thank you for listening. I want to share to everyone that Awesome 10X has deep dives every Friday. Do join our classes. And of course, if you don't like to just watch my free Friday deep dives, you want to watch my Monday to Thursday deep dives as well, do check out my awesome10x.com. That is awesome10x.com, $40 per month or 2,000 pesos. You could see that we would feature companies way before they rise, and we would also feature companies that even if they fall, we wouldn't be bearish about them. So click my courses, sign up for Awesome 10X Inner Circle, check out how to invest globally. For those who aren't aware, you can invest globally with just even $1,000 or 50,000 pesos. Everything is just $1 fixed fee. I use interactive brokers. I can invest in all countries. I could invest in Europe. I could invest in Japan, Nintendo, Sony. I could invest in the US. I could invest in Chinese companies, Hong Kong. Actually, our Hong Kong picks like Razer was actually up. Our Hong Kong picks like 1211 was also up very strongly. Yes, actually, they were all-time highs, right? So strong moves for Razer. 1211 still strong. Very strong move, actually. 968, very strong. So I just like to highlight that did Awesome 10X suffer last night? The answer is yes. Did Awesome 10X matter for a day? No, don't really care. One day doesn't matter because Awesome 10X tells you that you invest for the long term. We make 10X moves in a decade. Maybe we can even make 10X moves in a year or 2 years. So there. Thank you very much and see you there. Bye-bye.